Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about 14 beginner traveler mistakes I've made while traveling, mistakes I'm sure you've made while traveling, and mistakes I don't want you guys to make going forward on your vacation, so your vacations could be a lot more smooth sailing. I don't know what I'm doing here, but yeah, so let's go. First and foremost, packing too much. No matter how hard we try, it happens a lot. We end up taking 20 outfits for a 4-day vacation. Yes, a little bit exaggerated, but you know where I'm coming from. So I have a little rule of thumb. I like to plan my outfits beforehand. So the pants, the shirts, the shoes, the jewelry, everything. So I know exactly what I'm wearing every day so I don't take too many clothes. And also when I'm on vacation, I love shopping. Whether I'm in Thailand buying elephant pants or I'm in Paris, just shopping because it's Paris, I like to shop. So instead of taking 8 outfits for an 8-day vacation, I like to take 6 outfits or 5 outfits because chances are I'll be shopping there. So I just pick up a few clothes from wherever, whatever city I'm in. And that way I don't have to lug all these clothes around with me. So just don't pack too much. Not enough undergarments. Things happen. And if you're going for a 10-day vacation, please don't take 10 underwears. I know you guys are probably like, oh my god, I can't believe she's talking about this right now. But don't, okay? Because as easy as it is to like find clothes, it's really hard to find undergarments and you do not want to have to like run around and try to find those. So for a 10-day vacation, take 16 underwears or whatever, you know, whatever works for you. But just take enough undergarments because you don't want to be running around shopping for that perfect underwear. And you don't want to be running around trying to find a laundromat so you can wash your clothes. So take extra undergarments. Don't make that mistake. Sometimes flights get delayed. Sometimes flights get pushed back. And guess what? Now you have an extra day in a city, but you don't have an extra pair of underwear. Nobody wants to wear dirty underwear. So don't take little bits of undergarments. Did I just say little bits? Take enough undergarments, guys. Wrong shoes. You know those girls on Instagram that are like posing in front of the Eiffel Tower with their loops and you're just like, how'd you do that? And it's like, okay, now I'm gonna do that, and then you have blisters all over your feet. Chances are those girls are either taking their heels in their backpacks or their bags or whatever, getting to the Eiffel Tower and taking that picture, or they have an entire team of people carrying this stuff for them. But if you're like me, or they're just really, really good at walking around the entire city in 6-inch heels all day. But if you're like me, chances are you're not, and you're gonna have blisters in your feet. So please, please, please take comfortable shoes while you're on vacation and break your shoes in. By the way, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Okay, so on our last vacation, I bought those trendy sneakers, not like the Nike ones, the super trendy ones, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna slay my OOTDs. They're gonna look so cute in my cute little sneakers. And then I wore them to the airport. Within a few hours, I already had blisters all on my feet because I hadn't broken the sneakers in, right? And I had blisters in my feet, and the entire trip I was miserable. Obviously, I had other shoes, but every time I would try to wear those sneakers, those trendy little sneakers, whatever they're called, I just had blisters, and even when I would wear flats now, my feet would hurt, and I was just in a lot of pain and using way too many Band-Aids. And then, I think it was like our last day on our vacation after like 10 days, and I was like, oh, I feel like I finally broken my shoes in, like they're finally comfortable. And that shouldn't happen, so please break your shoes in before going. Not doing a final room check. Whether you're staying in a hotel or an Airbnb or a shack or a tent on the beach. Do a final room check or a tent check or a shack check. Make sure you have all your belongings with you. You have no idea. I am so picky about this, and yet I still forget to get things like a wall plug or a hair product or something, and it's all great if it's something that's like $10 or $20, but if you just forgot your brand new $500 straightener, that kind of takes a toll on your trip and it kind of ruins your trip slightly, right? So just make sure to do a final room check once, twice, 3 times. Make sure to look under the bed, make sure to check the drawers just so you haven't forgotten anything. Not taking the right forms of transportation. If you're in Singapore and you're taking a cab, or if you're in Tokyo and you're taking a cab, well, you're gonna be out of a lot of money. Guess how I know this? Because I've been there. After doing extensive research, I still messed up. I got tired and I let that exhaustion get the best of me, and guess who ended up with a $300 bill from the airport to the hotel? And trust me, you don't want to be that person. So if you're in Singapore, or if you're in Thailand, take a train, take a subway, or take the bullet train, or whatever they have. But if you're in Bangkok and you end up taking a cab, well, that wouldn't be too bad, right? Because it's not as expensive. So be aware of these things beforehand. Also, timing is a huge deal. If it's midnight and you're kind of in a sketchy part of town and you're still trying to save that money and take a train or take the subway, don't do it. Get that cab, because at that point your safety is what's important. So just be mindful of those things. Timings, the cities you're in. Take the right forms of transportation at the right time. Overscheduling. Nothing ruins a vacation like overscheduling. 8 a.m., I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna have breakfast, I'm gonna go here, then it's lunchtime, then I'll go here. Guess who's done that? Me. Because I just felt like if I don't see everything, I haven't seen the city. And the truth is, no! Just pick a few things you like to see and go with it. If your friend says, oh, you went to Paris and you didn't see the Eiffel Tower, you can be like, well, I went to Paris and I saw the Louvre, and that still counts because that's what I enjoyed. But seriously, if you went to Paris and you didn't see the Eiffel Tower, I mean, you really didn't go to Paris. But anyways, besides the exaggeration, you get what I'm saying. So just plan a few things in your day and give yourself some time to walk around. Don't overschedule. Don't be that person. You're not on a mission. You're here to see the world. Not adding international data. I know international data can be kind of pricey to add on your cell phone plans, but trust me, you do not want to be the person running around trying to find Wi-Fi so you can tell your family you're okay, or so you can pull up your email, or so you can Instagram, or so you can use Google Maps or find a way, or whatever else we need to do on our phones, especially because in this day and age, we practically live on our phones. So do add that international data plan ahead of time, because if you end up going into roaming while you're on vacation, you end up turning on your data, those prices are going to be insane. When I was in Madagascar, for the first day, I added international data, but it wasn't supported in Madagascar. And I think I turned it on for like 8 or 10 minutes. Literally 8 or 10 minutes. My mom ended up getting an $850 bill. $850 bill. That was absolutely outrageous. And obviously it's because I was in Madagascar, but even if you are in other countries, those prices can add up real quick. So you might as well just add that international data so you can have a peace of mind, have your data, and go about your trip. Not notifying banks for travel allowance. You know that plastic that we all love and we just swipe, and we're like, well, we have this, right? So we can shop everywhere, we can do everything. And then you're like in Istanbul and you're just standing there getting that sweet little genie cup and those Turkish delights, and suddenly your card declines. But I have a $15,400 limit. Why is my card declining? There's no way. And then you call your bank, dring, and they're like, you didn't add a travel allowance. You didn't inform them that you were going to this country for these dates. So they just thought it was fraud, so they declined your card. And guess who missed their OOTD, sunset OOTD at the Galata Bridge? You see how this story is kind of personal here? Like, you see how this might have happened? Anyways, make sure to put a travel allowance on your credit cards before going. Call your banks, every single credit card, every single debit card, let them know I'm going here for these dates, these countries, and things will be going smoothly. Not taking cash, because yes, our world has progressed a lot, and yes, there's ATMs everywhere now, but what if you're in a place where there isn't ATMs, or you're in an area, or you're trying to buy something and you just can't use your credit card, or your credit card's declining, or the ATM eats up your credit card. It all happens. Make sure to always take cash with you, and more specifically, make sure to try and take US dollars with you, because even though I've moved to Canada, my husband and I still go to the bank, and every time we're traveling, we always do take US dollars with us, because it is more of a universal currency, and you get better rates, and it's more accepting. And yes, of course, the Canadian dollar is accepted, but it's just easier. You just get better rates. It's just easier to take the US dollar with you. So if it's possible, do take the US dollar. And let me tell you guys a funny story now. Alright, so going off from the whole cash thing, I was in Madagascar. I was on an island called Nosy Bay, and let me tell you guys how we exchanged our currencies. So I would take my money and then I'd walk over to the market where they would be selling fruits and vegetables, and then I'd go over to a cab driver and be like, excuse me, sir, I need to exchange some money. And be like, okay, 1 second. And then he would like scream at the lady across the street and be like, come, money exchange. And she would like walk over with her big backpack, and it was full of cash, I think. And then she'd be like, all right, I give you $2,100 for $100. I was like, no, I saw the rate, it's $2,500. She's like, okay, $2,200, I was like, no, I saw the rate, 25,000 or something like that. And then she would be like, okay, 24,000. I'd be like, okay, let's go. And then she would see my bills and she's like, there's small bills I don't take. I give you bad rate for small bills. I'm like, okay, 1 second. So I'd pull out my $100 bill and I'd be like, okay, big bill. And she'd be like, okay, good. And then she would like pass over the Malagasy money. I think that's what it was called. I don't remember. And then I'd like kind of just pass over like the $100 bill. And then, she'd be like, count it. And I'd like go in the corner and count my little money. And then I just like stuff it in my purse and she'd be like, okay, thank you. And then we shake hands. I'd be like, I see you next time. She's like, I see you next time. So you know what? You may be in a situation like that. This is not exaggerated. This is actually something I would do every other week in Madagascar. So you don't know if you're in a situation like that. So if you are, do take cash with you because you may be exchanging cash. I don't even know if it was illegal or legal or whatever it was, but I had to do it, right? I had cash. My credit card wasn't working at the ATMs and this was just the best way to go. Not knowing military time. Growing up in the US, we just don't tell time like, oh, it's 22:30 or whatever. It's 10:30 a.m., 10:30 p.m., right? And even though we know what it is, sometimes we mess up, right? So just be aware of those things. Be aware of when your flight says, oh, it's at 22:30. Make sure you remember what 22:30 is, or else you'll be in Warsaw, Poland, rushing to the airport because your flight to Beijing, China is leaving in 45 minutes and you messed up on the time. So just be aware of those things. Make sure you write the right time down, like cross it over and write the correct time down, or put it in your calendars or whatever you have to do, just so you're mindful of those things. Not having a physical copy of your flights and hotels. Yes, we have all our emails on our phones, we have all our hotel confirmations on our phones, but sometimes our phones fail us. They can die, they can break, they can be stolen, or just a comment that your data just isn't working and your emails won't load. So it's best to just keep a little notepad and write all your flights down, your hotels down, just so you have a physical copy, or print one out, just so you have a physical copy on hand. Just pull out your little notepad and write it down, okay? Just in case anything goes wrong, you're prepared for it, because the last thing you want to do is miss a flight, and I promise you, nothing is as bad as missing a flight and now you have to pay thousands of dollars. I've been there. I've missed a flight and it was like Christmas time, and I remember we had to pay like a few $1,000s between my brother and I, so you don't want to be in that situation. Sometimes it's a few hundred, sometimes it's like a few dollars, but sometimes it can be a few thousand, and that's not a mistake you want to make because it just makes you feel like crap. Flashing your wallets, phones, and money. If you live in parts of the world where that's not a problem, sometimes you're not used to it, right? Like growing up in the US, I never have to worry if I'm at CVS and I have like $1,000 in my wallet, somebody's gonna come and mug me for my money, just put a gun to my head and take it. Or if I'm walking around talking on my iPhone, nobody's gonna come snatch it out of my hands. Unfortunately, a lot of the world isn't like that, so you have to be mindful of those things. Obviously, I take my iPhone everywhere. Obviously, I take money everywhere. Just be careful. I have a little trick. If I've cashed out a lot of money, I put them in multiple envelopes, and then I put the multiple envelopes in my purse, and instead of taking all my money out, I put like a small amount of change in a certain envelope and just take that money out and then switch it that way, so it's a lot easier and I don't have so much cash on me. And just be mindful. Yes, you can take your iPhone, you can go take pictures, you can do everything, but at the same time, if you're in a sketchy area, don't be sitting there texting your friend, oh my gosh, guess what I just ate? Because chances are that's the last text you're gonna send her. Somebody's gonna come and take it, and that's just not gonna be fun. Eating too much street food or just any kinds of food and not giving your body time to adjust. If you're in Beijing and you just start having scorpions and caterpillars for breakfast, lunch, and dinners, that's not to say that's what they eat, but at the street markets and stuff, if you're just eating that consistently and you're not giving your body a chance to adjust, it's gonna take a toll on you real quick, and the last thing you want is food poisoning, because now you're throwing up, or you have diarrhea, or if you're the lucky ones, you have both, and it's gonna take you 2 days to recover, and that's the worst feeling in the world. So just be aware, because not a lot of us have scorpions every day or caterpillars. Unless you're my husband, then you crave them every day. But anyways, just be aware of those things. Obviously, I'm all for trying all the different foods in all the different parts of the world, but just be mindful of what you're eating. Don't put all this stuff that you don't eat generally into your stomach, because you will get sick and you don't want that. You don't want diarrhea, you don't want to start puking, and you you don't want to feel like crap. You want to enjoy your vacation. So kind of eat little bits of it, okay? And last but not least, not carrying over-the-counter medication. I'm not saying take an entire big bag of medicine, but just take the basics. Take Tylenol, Advil, allergy medication like take Claritin D or whatever else there is. Take some Neosporin, take some Band-Aids, just your general first aid kit, take Imodium, just a few medicines here and there. So in case, you know, because things do go wrong, right? You do get sick or you do get allergies or you do get hurt. You have these things on hand instead of trying to run around and find a pharmacy. Because yes, there are pharmacies and yes, you can find those things, but you don't want to do that. When you have diarrhea in your hotel room, I know I keep talking about diarrhea, like geez, rude, stop with the diarrhea. But yes, if you have diarrhea in your hotel room, you don't want to run out and try to find Imodium or try to find a Gatorade or whatever. Just take a few packets of Crystal Light with you. Things happen, things go wrong, just be prepared. But no, don't be over prepared, don't take too much medicine. Just little travel sizes of everything and you'll be good to go. Alright guys, well I hope these 14 tips helped you guys. These are mistakes I've made. These are mistakes I don't want you guys to make. So I hope these tips helped you guys. Make sure to write them down as you go through the video. JK, you know I'll be writing them down in the description below. So all you have to do is like and subscribe and I will see you guys next time. And bye bye!